at Liberty in Johannesburg. How are you today?
I'm well, and yourself?
Good, thanks. Thanks for joining us. Sam, let's start off with what exactly happened to you?
I got electrocuted when I was 9 years old while playing with my brother and a couple of friends. And we were throwing like the wires from a burnt tire, and we were throwing them over electric cables. So my wires got stuck and I had to pull them down, and that's how I basically got electrocuted. And then I went to hospital. A few weeks later, they then had to amputate my hand because they couldn't really save them, and they were posing a threat to my survival, so they decided to amputate them.
Now, something that's very inspiring is that you are a gold medalist winning Paralympian. You won gold at the London 2012 Games, but in the 4x100 T45 classification race. Talk us through that.
Well, 2012 to this day still makes me smile. It makes me quite happy because my dream came true. I had this Paralympic dream from 2006, and eventually when I got there to the Paralympics, it was an amazing feeling. I couldn't believe that I actually set a goal and I've worked hard to achieve it. I was there with my role model in athletics, which was Oscar Pistorius, and having had a conversation when I was still a young kid, when he said that if I work hard at it, one day I'll be at the same stage as him. And the last race that we ran together happened to be one where we broke the world record and we got a gold medal. So that combination of being able to achieve that with my role model right beside me was an added extra to the dream that I had, and eventually achieving it, man, I couldn't stop screaming. At some point I felt like I was a 16-year-old girl. The noise that I was making, it was just madness. It was just madness. Even words to this day can't still fully describe how I feel about that achievement.
The disabled world is full of ignorance. When people look at us disabled people, they assume a lot of things. Now, one of the things that they will assume is that how are you able to compete in the Paralympics when you are a runner and it is your arms that were lost, not your legs? Like you just mentioned, your hero, Oscar Pistorius, he lost half of his lower limbs. You lost half of your upper limbs. So how do you qualify for the Paralympics as a runner when it's not your legs that are affected?
Look, running takes not just your legs, but it is your entire body. Your stride length is also determined by the shape of your upper body, how well built you are. The length of your arms will affect how your legs move at the bottom. Your body functions as one. So not having hands will have an impact on how quickly you can run, how long you can also run. So for instance, over 200 meters, for instance, people with a full length arm know that towards the end they have to use their arms as hard as they can to just maintain the stride. Whereas we don't have that. You fully rely on your legs to carry you through when the arms are supposed to be coming in and helping you. So it obviously makes sense for us to then take part in the Paralympics, because that is also a place where you can be classed accordingly, because you get double hand amputees and single hand amputees, and the advantages that they have are also different, because if you are a single hand amputee, you are better and you are faster than a double hand amputee, for instance, because, well, the one arm will give you all the stride you need, and at least there's the other one to push you through. So combining those two classes means that the one class will be stronger than the other. So Paralympics also makes sure that people are classed accordingly so that the competition is fair.
What makes your story so incredible is that you've won gold on the greatest stage of them all, come back to South Africa, studied law, was recently sworn in as an attorney. Now, did participating in sport at such a high level prepare you for everyday life?
Well, absolutely. Being a sports person has always given me that mindset that I will always be competitive at everything that I do. I will always aim to be the best at everything that I do. I know that if I can set a goal, this is what's required for me to achieve the goal. These are principles that I've learned from being an athlete. You learn and you know that you can work hard, but then if you want to get better, then you just need to work harder. And if you want to get better, you work harder. And in life, for me, it's the same principles. For me to achieve any kind of goal that I set in my life, I know exactly what it takes for me to achieve that based on the experience that I've had as an athlete. And it's something that works on a daily basis. The discipline is there, the hard work, the determination, it's second nature to me.
Sam, what are your aspirations going forward, both in the sporting world and corporate life?
Sporting world. I hope that in the next coming years I can be a sports presenter or a sports anchor. I've already presented a sports show, so I'm hoping that I can get something more permanent and I can stay in sports in that way. In the corporate world, being admitted as an attorney means that quite a lot of doors are going to be open for me. So whatever it is that comes my way, like I said, that I'll use the same principles that I've used in athletics. I will aim to be the best at what I do at all times. And, you know, be it it's me going back into practice as an attorney or me taking on a different role completely unrelated to what I studied, you know, it's irrelevant to me right now. But corporate side, anything that comes my way, I'll make sure that I nail it.
Sam, if you could say anything to the next generation of athletes, both disabled or able-bodied, what would you say?
From my own personal experience, I would say that education has given me the comfort to know that at the end of the career, there's something that I can pursue which will actually last me for the rest of my life. There's longevity in your education as opposed to your talent as an athlete. That has to come to an end at some point, and you need to be prepared on what it is that you're gonna do next. So I'm quite happy, I'm quite comfortable where I am, because I know that being an attorney, it's something that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. It doesn't matter whether I've got a stress fracture or I've pulled a hamstring, life will just continue. And the more experience you gain as well in the corporate world, the more valuable you are as an individual, as opposed to sports, for instance. The older you get, well, really you're running out of time.
Game On Magazine would like to thank you, Sam, for taking some time out of your busy schedule to chat to us. It's been an absolute pleasure learning more about how you have overcome your odds to become a Paralympic gold medalist and now an attorney. So thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.